My name's Dave, and I'm joined with my co-host Adam. Hi, Adam.
Oh, hey, Uncertain Dave. How's it going?
Oh, I'm certain, and I'm also certain that this is Interzone.
Now, Dave, you are right. This is Interzone. This is a podcast where we talk about various arts and creative goods. And, we've been doing a lot of band interviews, and this one's a very interesting one because we're talking to Deadbeat Beat, really great band hailing from Michigan, and they're going to be playing where we live over the border in Canada, in Windsor, Ontario. They're going to be doing that this March. And the band agreed to sit down with us and have a discussion about their discography, about their ethos of releasing music, and just about also burnt CDs. It was a very interesting conversation.
Yeah, it was, and yeah, thanks to Alex and Maria for speaking with us, and we're gonna get started.
Hi, my name's Alex Glendening. I play in the band Deadbeat Beat,
Hi, this is Maria Nuccilli. I play drums in Deadbeat Beat.
Okay.
and we're playing in Windsor.
Yes.
You've been listening to
yeah.
Interzone.
And you're listening to Interzone.
So a lot of questions when people interview you, Alex and Maria, they always ask about your friendship. But I wanted to ask something slightly different. What is it about the dynamic of your friendship that keeps you both returning to creating music?
Whoa. Like literally the first question is always, so you met when you were 13. Tell me about that. Tell me about when you were 13. Yeah, I mean, I think personally, I always know, well, I don't always know, but I always find out again and again that Maria knows what I'm thinking already. So, like, it's often, I think, easy for me to play chord changes and Maria, like, and with a rhythm, and Maria, like, kind of knows, like, what my rhythm means in terms of playing a beat or something like
Mhm.
that. You know what I mean? There's something that maybe it's through years of writing songs or just just I don't know, maybe it happened early, but we don't have to speak about like 1 2 3 4. You can kind of just do it. I don't know, do you feel that way, Maria, or are you like no?
Yeah, I was gonna say I think just so much of our formative years were spent learning how to play music together
Yeah,
that it's just a symbiotic relationship at this point.
yeah,
I think of bands like the Bee Gees or the Isley Brothers that are bands of brothers, family members, and Alex and I were both only children growing up. So I think we kind of fill that relationship for each other. So it's more like I'm playing music with my brother.
yeah. And also like because so much of that time was spent like learning about music together, like our reference points generally are like like I'm not like having to explain something you've never heard. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I guess on top of that, like we both also like go out and play music with other people. So
Mhm.
it's nice to be able to bring that back.
Yeah, it is.
Bring that back home.
I will say that throughout all the years of playing music, anytime I play with other people, then I come back to playing with Maria. It's like the easiest to do in terms of like communication versus playing.
And I think in terms of songwriting, we both fill different roles. Alex will have a really excellent starting point, and sometimes I think just bouncing between us,
Mm.
it takes my perspective to like finish it.
Yeah,
So, but
yeah,
whereas I could not start a song like him ever in a million years. But
yeah.
that's why we work together.
I would say that's definitely true. Like it's. I don't know. Are we? Are we done with that question? Or did we?
Sure. Yeah, no, that's great.
I think you get a passing grade on that. That was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, in terms of even the references for starting to make music together, because I think this is the cliche. People will have common taste or there's some sort of Venn diagram overlap, and they're like, yes, we like this. Maybe we don't exactly want to make the same music that X band or performer does, but this is a commonality amongst us. What are sort of those mutual reference points for you both coming together to make music? And has that changed over the years?
Does it have to be music related? Because I
It,
like.
it's even better if it's not, if it's anything else.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
Well.
definitely changed. I mean, I think like when we were younger, we were soul seek addicts. So it was just like a constant looking for new music and downloading pirating new music and sharing it with each other and just
I was
discovering things like every single day that we were so excited about.
Maria, I was just this weekend, I was telling someone else about like when you were like when Soulseek really hit the community.
Yeah.
And I was like, I remember I got into Maria's car and there were just burned CDs all over the floor. And she was like, I've been listening to a lot of records, like I can't stop.
Yeah. I mean, like super early on, it was like the Velvet Underground and like the 60s and 70s, like Detroit rock scene, like the Stooges and stuff like that. You know, New York 70s bands like Television.
Yeah, and like the Replacements.
Yeah.
And then,
No,
like,
we're just like going up in the decades right now.
yeah, like like
Yeah, and then the Pixies,
Neil
you know.
Young, and then Devo,
Yeah.
and then the Pixies, and then Madonna. Yeah.
I just want to follow up with that because, we did mention, does it have to be music? Was there anything else outside of music that gave you some commonality that made you decide you wanted to be creative with one another?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that gets back into like when we were 13 and
Yeah.
I'm 38 now. So, but like we didn't like our math teacher. But maybe I brought that up and I don't have anything to return the lobby with or the volley with. Like we said, like we've like a very strong years-long bond of, friendship and, or like whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, inarticulate answer.
No, that was great. Did you have anything to add, Maria?
No, yeah, we hated our math teacher. That was a big thing. Really got us together.
It like wasn't even that big of a thing. It was just the first thing. It wasn't even that big of a thing. It was just the first thing.
I had a math teacher that was mean to me in high school. Like it was
Pretty
weird.
universal, right? Like I think we all had that one teacher that maybe you commiserate over, like, what I do this? I can't stand this person.
I don't know. I love teachers and they should get paid more.
Well,
I
I mean,
definitely agree.
Yeah.
Like
as a 13-year-old, I don't know about it.
yeah.
Yeah, Alex just taught music lessons. That's what he
Yeah,
liked.
I just
doing
came from
before that,
teaching.
so yeah.
No, cool. I just wanted to mention you were talking about downloading music and burned CDs. Have you ever, like, many years later, just found all the burned CDs? You're like, oh, there's like all these CDs from like the early 2000s that you burned.
Yeah, I have like a CD wallet like nearby that I could like open right now, and it's like all of that.
Wow. And they're probably like really low quality too. It's just like
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me of the heyday of Blockbuster Video right before they died, and they had just integrated DVDs into their collection. And I had recalled, oh yeah, I now know how to copy DVDs and I can burn DVD-Rs. And I found a booklet a few years ago of all these low quality rips of DVDs, where essentially my mentality was, well, I'm spending the money to rent it. I might as well just make a copy for myself.
Oh yeah, we did a lot of that from the library, like with CDs
Yeah.
too. Like that's how I got into Guided by Voices, like in high school, checking all their CDs out from the library.
I have a VHS from when I was a child that is every single time Daria was on MTV, where I'd pause between commercials, and it has the original Viacom rights music.
Oh
And
wow.
I know. It's like a treasured artifact. I feel like
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
I was just talking about that with a friend, the weird little things they used to have after shows in like the late 90s, early 2000s. It'd be like, there's like that weird, like sometimes they would just shout at you. It'd be like of a production company, like, they'd say Viacom, or they'd say like there'd be like a dog barking or something.
Oh yeah, like those weird little end things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what the dog one was, but
Sit, boo, boo, sit.
yeah, that one.
Okay. But it's funny because I actually was having a conversation with somebody about Daria itself and explaining the music rights issue and just how I think people who are outside the music field or profession don't really understand how fluid music rights actually are. And it'll be interesting to see if Deadbeat Beat ever enters into a situation where they have to contend with musical rights for licensing out songs.
Well, we were in a Chevy ad.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's talk about that. How did that happen?
I don't know.
He's a big Chevy fan, yeah.
Yeah, we love Chevy.
Yeah, we love Chevy so much.
It drives in Motor City.
Yeah, it does.
Well, it allowed us to make this record.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, straight up it did. So yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah. So we're thankful for that.
We're very thankful for that. Yeah. I don't know. Probably like, I would love to see the day where like I have my day in court. Like, I don't know. But that's when you know you've made it. But right now, doesn't seem to be a problem.
Yeah.
Adam, you were saying something?
Well, I was just thinking because I've had conversations, and we both have with other artists, and I feel there's this very antiquated idea of selling out, like licensing your songs for commercials and whatnot. And I don't know, I feel that is a very dated aspect because I think that maybe is coming from a generation where the idea is you can make a living just by touring endlessly and putting out records, and that's going to be where you get your dividends. But that's not really a possibility for a lot of young musicians anymore or younger bands because there really isn't any security in music. And I'm just wondering, I mean, I hate to consider talking about an art form as a profession, but you do make some money from it. The question is, do you have a line at which you would go, yeah, we need to make money as a band, but we would never license our songs to X product or X entity?
I feel
Yeah.
like we've like never talked about it, but I kind of feel like we feel the same way, like
Yeah.
local Chevy ad, that's great.
Yeah.
Like
I
if
did
if
think,
Meta was like some evil company like Meta or like something having to do with AI was like, I really want to use this Deadbeat Beat song.
yeah.
Like,
Well, they could just
no.
chop it up and do their own version of it.
But
No,
they'll probably take it anyway,
yeah,
exactly.
they'll just take it anyway.
Yeah.
I don't. Okay, I actually just saw someone posted a confusing meme about selling out. I saw like two different selling out memes in the past day. Um, I guess like yeah, if I look around, like what does it mean to be a successful, musical act right now? Like
Mhm.
it seems to be like so decimated towards the middle. Like it's either, you're an independent act, and you do it locally because you love it, and that's it, or you're like I think about a lot about, oh my god, why is the name of the record escaping me right now? That it came out last year on YouTube, or maybe it was 2 years ago now. It was like it's like a oh
I don't know.
no. Okay, leave this in the interview definitely.
Looking it up.
Yeah, hold on.
Alex is Googling.
Came out on YouTube. Okay, hold on.
I'm excited.
Okay, no, okay, that was a horrible. Hold on. It's like a really famous record, and then the person had to take a step back from touring because it did really well. I think the person is Canadian.
Oh, Cindy
Cindy
Lee.
Lee. Cindy
Yeah.
Lee, thank God. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
so sorry. When the Cindy Lee record came out on YouTube, so
Yeah.
that's kind of like a strange, to me, like different pathway. It's like I guess like a re-entry point into DIY or something, even if it was like a structured move. And then Cassie Ramone ended up doing it with her record Sweetheart before it came out on LP. It was released
Oh.
on YouTube the same way, and it had a similar effect. Like it like did really well.
Hmm.
So like I don't know, when Deadbeat Beat started, a lot of independent bands like Soulseek maybe took a dip, and Mediafire
Ooh.
was how a lot of independent records were like distributed. You just like typed in what you wanted and Mediafire, and then you could like illegally, scammily download it, and that was how like that's how like information dispersed for a few years. So I don't know, and no one's getting paid for that. But I like missed that because I was like, oh my god, look how many people downloaded my record, even if it was probably bots, and I didn't know about bots yet. But like,
Yeah, I feel like we were excited when we saw our media fire that we like
oh
didn't
my god,
make.
I was just you could tell anything because there's how many people downloaded the record. But yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. I got excited about Mediafire, but
Yeah.
Something I was going to add about that is we were talking about the burn CDs. That whole thing, it kind of shifted to illegal downloads and piracy, which I think some people are kind of forgetting how they used to do it,
yeah.
although it's still there.
Mm-hmm.
Because like, I probably shouldn't say this, but when I was doing my radio show, a lot of times I wanted to play like me and Adam, we wanted to find some rare stuff. That's kind of how I found some stuff you couldn't buy, right? So
yeah, I think when it's rare, it's like
Mhm.
it's like kind of like a treasured artifact, even if it's an MP3.
Yeah.
trash.
I feel like media is less rare now.
Yeah, generally.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's everywhere, but not as comprehensive as a lot of these media conglomerates want to make it seem.
Yeah.
I think Dave was alluding to the fact that downloads are down, streaming is up, but streaming is always to the discretion of the company that owns the rights to whatever is on their platforms or
It's
whomever
like a commoditized
allows.
library.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I do find it disturbing.
Mhm.
It's like, oh well, you know what? I remember my friend Una when we had like our first record came out or something like that, or maybe even it was a different band. And Una was very young. Una's younger than us, and at the time was very young. And like sent me a text and said, why don't you have your songs on iTunes? How is anyone supposed to listen to it? Like, there's always been horrible. Sorry, Una. Like, you listen to music how you like, but
No, that's great though.
but you know what I mean?
Good memory.
Like I remember feeling like, and that was the day you could tell me something. The Mediafire downloads, I was like, you can't tell me anything. But when I got read for not being on iTunes, like it took me to recover. So I don't know, like there's always these corporate structures that are gonna redo it. That's what the music biz is.
Yeah.
It's always like here's the new way, 8-track. But I don't know. It all is distasteful.
I think streaming is kind of a way to kind of control the old way and be like, well, now you have to stream it. You have to get this.
Yeah, and there's only one version of it, and sometimes it's a karaoke track.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
And especially, with a lot of artists pulling out from major platforms too, because of stuff that's come out with platforms like Spotify, like it's really creating this lack of I guess you can say, exhaustive platform. Because I think what we're talking about is like the pre-enshittification of these services, and when the internet Wild West was just, as long as someone posted something, you could find it, and you could find obscure Minnesota indie bands that had one vinyl release that someone ripped, and it was a treasure trove. But there's less access to those platforms now, especially with stuff going to streaming, and because it tightens it up. I think the other problem I have, and this is why I brought up the whole notion of where's your limit, what are you not willing to, license a song to, is the notion that, well, inevitably there's a lack of discovery, because if you don't pay a certain amount to, say, a Spotify streaming service or have the right tier with them as a client, you're not going to appear at the top of the algorithm, so you're not getting promoted by them at all.
You know what I'm going to say about that? This is slightly to the left, but I think right in the same flavor. Spotify owes Jonathan Richman an apology. Because like no matter what you listened to for like 3 years, you would hear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. like after every record was done. And then I even saw a friend of mine, like the day they made it so you could like block artists or whatever, it was like Jonathan Richman, anything Jonathan Richman, block. And it was like his proudest day. And that's a amazing American artist. So
yes.
But I felt it too. I was like, what do you mean you're playing the same? Like it's like they're pushing what like independent taste should be onto you.
Right.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
I saw someone like on some social media platform talking about how like the thing that the Spotify algorithm gets wrong is that, oh, I've been listening to a lot of the Smiths lately. That really means I want to listen to Morrissey's 2026 release. Yeah. And also like during this whole conversation, I've just been thinking about the Pono.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Neil.
Okay. I'm ready to shill out for the Pono.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if they were just like tomorrow? They're like, there's no more streaming anymore. Everyone just has to get 8 tracks. That would be
sounds cool.
Yeah, expensive, but I'd do it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, if everyone has to do it, it's probably expensive.
My dad had a 8-track of Rubber Soul that got stolen out of his car like 3 times.
Ah. Did it keep coming back, or did he keep buying
it? He kept rebuying it.
Oh, okay. I was going to say.
Yeah.
How did he get it back each time? Anyways. Yeah, no, interesting. It's interesting the way it keeps changing. We can't predict where it's going to go.
Well, I can kind of predict where it's going to go.
Yeah, we have ideas.
Well, I think to Alex's point, there's projections. You really do see like the streaming services we have now, like people were calling this years and years ago. I mean, it's anything where rights holders can try to hold on to not giving people physical copies or permanent copies of stuff. So you're leasing out or licensing the right to listen to something rather than having a copy you can listen to at any point. And I think that's unfortunately the trajectory a lot of music companies are going for. But you know, we've always been facing this. Like when people say, how can you make a career if you don't have your songs on iTunes, like you said, or on Spotify? Well, there's always means. People found ways either through making their own independent small labels and distribution circuits to developing things like SoulSeek to share files. Like there's always for everything that tries to homogenize music release, there's always going to be that antithetical pushback where someone comes up with an alternative means for it. It's just a matter of what that's going to be in the age of streaming right now.
Yeah, I don't. Okay, I don't know. It's causing me to fret. I had a thought and it's gone. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's like the funny thing about like what it means to just be like an artist and a musician at this point.
Yeah. Like, I mean, you're definitely not doing it. Well, okay. Maybe there's people out there who are like, I'm gonna be somebody, but that's like my interpolation of fame. I don't know. I'm sorry. I think you got to do it because you really like playing shows. You know, like I personally love playing shows, so that's why I do this. Actually, and I like to record, even if it takes me a while. But yeah, I don't know. I guess in the back of my mind, I'm like, who would I shill out for? To be determined. I don't know. Call me if you're interested. We'll find
Yeah, we used to want to shill out for Bud Light Lime.
Oh, that would be. Yeah. Oh, I don't really drink. Like, I can't have that much beer anymore, or like lime flavored beer.
But yeah, there was a time when Deadbeat Beat ran on Bud Light Lime.
We ran on lime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of records and music, we should maybe talk about some of the music you got coming up. Your new song, Peach Sprite. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to ask just about that song, kind of how it originated and kind of how you came up with the idea for that.
Well, we wrote it for the Coca-Cola Corporation.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, we partnered with our friends at Coke. And no, so it's so the Peach Sprite is, you know, something that you can get in like the Coke Freestyle machines. Do you have those in Canada?
I don't think so. Adam?
Like touchscreen Coke machine.
Oh yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Got those at A&W or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so you know, it's like what do they call that? Like manufactured? No, that's not manufactured consent. Like the illusion of choice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's like oh my god, it's so much better, and there's so many options, and Peach Sprite is one, and I think we got the idea for it because Maria was like, Neil and I went to the machine and we got Peach Sprite. Like, okay. I think that's how it started. Is that right?
Yeah, my husband and I love soft drinks, so you know, we were pretty excited to see Peach Sprite.
Yeah. I prefer the ginger ale.
And I think I would text the band like every time we got it.
Yeah. It was like, and so like the energy of Peach Sprite was there well before the song.
Yeah, completely buying into the illusion of choice.
Yeah, which honestly, and I don't know, like, yeah, my friend Leah, I think it started years before that because Leah was like, the best part of the future is the touchscreen Coke machine. I was like, I think that's true. It's better than Netflix. It's better like
yeah.
It's like you can do whatever you want. You can have it how you like. But yes, and then Peach Sprite, there's just something about her, the name. And then everything else about it is negative.
I think Peach Sprite is the you know, it's a stand-in for the reality of living in 2026.
Yeah, in like the branded all branded everything all the time. Yeah.
It made me think of there's so many different like flavors of pop that are kind of the same but different, and like different candies and stuff. And it made me think there's this place in Windsor and they specifically want it's like a convenience store, but they just have American stuff. So like, what's the like? We have Mars Bar, and you have Milky Way, and they have all
Yeah.
these different chocolate bars that you can't really get anywhere.
We used
Um,
to have Mars bars, but they went away.
yeah,
Probably because of like trade restrictions.
Yeah.
yeah. There's
Yeah.
hmm,
Sorry.
The
yeah,
different Smarties.
yeah,
Yeah, that's the big
Smarties.
one I always
Yeah.
think of. It's interesting too, because you do have that like falsity of choice and kind of excess that comes with that. But it's interesting because we're talking about that song, but there was another one that came out, and I know Dave, for example, wanted to talk about the track Baphomet as one.
Mhm.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
Oh,
Oh
I, you know,
yeah, I love that one.
thank
could you
you.
talk about that one a little bit too, and kind of the theme surrounding that song?
Yeah, Baphomet is yeah, that's kind of like confronting. Okay, it's like a lament. Baphomet's like a lament, and it's like lamenting several things at the same time.
Okay.
Oftentimes, that's how my songs are structured. Like, um, the song's got a title, but like maybe like two or three things are being brought up, like in the same breath. It's like lamenting a friendship, or like the loss of a relationship, and it's it's also like confronting like yeah, because when I wrote it, it was like 2016 or something like that, was it, or maybe before? It was like
Probably around then.
yeah, it was like right
Yeah.
around then. So it was, we had our famous last election back then, or two elections ago, three.
Hmm.
I'm bad at counting. The 2016 election. We've had
Okay.
we've had a few since then, and I'm sorry for all of it. But the yeah, and so it was like there was like a impending doom that I was kind of like facing and talking about, and I forget what did I say back then. It was like I think Baphomet came because at the time there was a secret Wolf Eyes show, and it was at the Satanic Temple, and you had to know a password to get in, and I
Oh.
didn't go, but it was like everyone was talking about the secret show with the secret password, and it was like, oh, there's a Baphomet statue in there, and I was like thinking about the trend of like everything got kind of satanic, probably like 2012 when everyone like pretended to always have been into metal, and or some people were always into metal. I'm talking about specific. So there started being like satanic imagery in music, or like bands would have 666 at the end of their name or something like that. Like it was like the devil was in, and I remember thinking about the song "Blue" by Joni Mitchell, and because she said everybody's saying that hell's the hippest way to go. I don't think so, but I take a look around, and I was like, oh, let's return to that, and let's take a look around at all of the like hell and devil stuff that's been going around for a while in this scene or whatever. And I was just kind of like in somewhere in that mood. I don't know if that answers the question.
No, I think it does, and I think it provides a lot of insight. Like one thing I noticed about your songs is that you have a great sense of being able to point social commentary without it coming across as heavy-handed. I love the humor in it and the irreverence that's within your music, but at the same time, like let's face it, we're kind of living in. I'm referencing enshittification a lot because I'm reading that right now by Cory Doctorow, but it's just not with digital platforms. It's all cultural goods are kind of facing that. And I just think your songs do a really good job of kind of, in a lot of ways, pointing that out.
Thank you very much. That's very nice. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I definitely have always thought I was like at least in some way like confronting a social issue when I'm writing, even if the social issue is like I'm so mad at this guy. like somewhere in there's other stuff. So, and I definitely think on Peach Sprite, it's more to the front than I have been used to or been accustomed to in my own writing.
Hmm.
So yeah, when I wrote it, I was like, whoa, I wrote a political song, but really, it's like about pop,
Soda pop.
soda pop.
I wanted to also ask because Alex, I think you mentioned it on was it WDT a couple of years back? You said that Baphomet was like the last song that you wrote for How Far, and you weren't planning on putting it on the album.
Hmm.
My question was, because there's 10 songs on there, was there another song that was going to be in its place, and then you just kind of swapped it out,
I
or?
think it was just we laid down everything that we were comfortable playing at the time in one session,
Mhm.
and then I kind of reflected on all of the music. And also, I'm not gonna lie, I opened for Guided by Voices in a band called The Moles, and seeing them play for the first time, like I like had, you know, I had an epiphany. I'm sorry, and then I came home and I was like, okay, and I like went into my room and wrote this song, and I everyone was mad at me. I was like, we have to go track one song. And everyone's like, why are you like this?
And I think deciding that song should be on the album. I don't remember exactly, you know, what song or songs we decided to leave off of it from that session, but I know we did have other ones that we did not put on the album. And I think including that song just kind of changed the tone of the album in a way where it had to be those 10.
I think you're right. Yeah. Ooh, I would love to go hear a song that I forgot about.
Yeah.
Yeah, Soul Seek fake files.
Alex is Googling.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're talking about Soul Seek again. Yes, okay.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. According to Gizmodo, is that a bad website?
Does it even exist anymore? I feel like I thought it got shut down.
File sharing network SoulSeek has been flooded with AI Homer Simpson cover songs. That's
wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like par for the course in like 2026. Back when we were, I mean, you know, because we're really dating ourselves in this interview. The biggest scandal of SoulSeek in the early 2000s was like the shouting argument I got in with my first boyfriend ever about how Crimson and Clover was not the Velvet Underground.
Wow.
A bunch of people downloaded it on SoulSeek or Kazaa or something, and it was mislabeled.
Oh, they did that all the time.
Yeah.
I remember there was a Save Ferris version of Come On Eileen, and it would get attributed to like many different bands. It would be like Weezer does Come On Eileen, No Doubt does Come On Eileen, and it was just like it was always just Save Ferris. And also when Napster was happening and like Lars was in court every day, Madonna like uploaded fake files of her new record, and like 10 seconds in it would be like what the hell do you think you're doing? It was like Madonna's voice. Be like, buy my music. And I would really love to hear that audio clip again someday. When I heard about it, I like went and downloaded it so I could hear it. Like,
they also used to do this thing sometimes. Remember, it's like if you downloaded the album before it was released, there'd be like a property of so and so records sometimes. That happened to me a few times.
I really thought that the law was gonna knock down my door.
Yeah.
Like
also we never downloaded anything officially, of course.
No.
We just heard this from friends.
Yeah.
Who we don't talk to anymore.
Shit ton of stuff. Oh my! I should fail for years.
I never owned an IBM Aptiva. Don't go looking for it.
Let me say this, and I always go for this argument. I've been exposed to more music that I've consumed through these downloads and through these means than I ever would have otherwise. And I think the argument a lot of these labels make, especially when it's come to issues of lawsuits and litigation, is that these people wouldn't have expendable income to spend on all this music anyway. So how could you even make the argument they would spend it on your particular record or records from your label? It's a bad faith argument to make in any sort of litigation.
Yeah. I also remember there was like when the record labels did go knocking, like when it was all happening, like Lars is in court, and they were just like indiscriminately suing people to like get like have court media circus or whatever.
Yeah, like 12-year-olds.
Yeah, there was like a 12, like an 11-year-old that was like, and they were like, well, how are you gonna pay for Enter Sandman? and he was like, I'm 12. Like, I'm literally 12.
I mean 11.
Yeah.
Wow, what a weird time.
It's baffling because that's the gateway for someone to say, for sake of argument for this conversation, wow, this Metallica is really something. I think I'll go see a concert of theirs when they come around, and I'll buy a shirt. And music as an industry is nothing at all about the music anymore. It's almost like all the ancillary things surrounding it. It's the tour, it's the shirts.
It's not the tour. Let me tell you, it's not the tour. Like, it's not the tour anymore. It's changed again. You are
Oh,
basically a couple clicks above a drug dealer, and your wares are t-shirts. You're
Mhm.
selling your t-shirts door to door, bar to bar. And we love when you buy them. That's yeah. We're I'm shilling for Gildan. Is what's happening. Yeah. Yeah.
and will you have some at the show in Windsor on the 21st?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Well, that brings up, we've been talking about the recorded music. Let's talk about the live shows. Do you have any Windsor memories at all for performing?
Oh yeah. Yeah. One of our last shows we played before the lockdown of 2020 was in Windsor with opening for Young Gov at
Oh,
Yeah, on Leap Day.
on Leap Day. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was at I can't think of the name of the bar, but the decor, there's like lots of framed photos like on every square inch of the wall. And like
Villains.
villains, thank you
Yeah.
so much.
And then I had to immediately leave the next day to stage an intervention with a family member
Yeah.
out
Cool.
of state. So it's very memorable
It
for
was a
me.
big day. It was a big day.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, and and then I hung out with like really cool people from Windsor all night, and I was like, I'm gonna hang out with these people more. This was really fun. And then a week later, I couldn't leave the house.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The people that
So
own
this
it,
will actually be our
Vintage
first time back
Windsor.
in Windsor,
Since then?
playing since we played like right before lockdowns.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And yeah, you're playing at Meteor with Kiwi Jr., who are
certainly.
really cool too. And that's coming up on the 21st. So you have a new album also coming out later called From Here to Ohio.
Yes.
Maybe you can tell us a bit about recording this album and maybe how it differed from when you made How Far.
Mm. We recorded the record with Chris Colte, and he has a really lovely studio. And we actually we demoed the record before that ourselves, and then I realized mixing a record is really hard, and I didn't want to do it. So
Yeah, and not only that, the demo sessions went really well, and interestingly, Alex and I were both taking care of some loved ones during COVID, like during the lockdowns, and we didn't really have a practice regimen like we
yeah,
normally do. So he had written all these songs by himself. And when we did do the tracking for the demos, we just got together on a long weekend and he taught us all the songs and we tracked them immediately. And that's how we developed most of the songs on the record,
yeah, yeah.
which was different than any way we had worked before.
That's so true. I didn't even think about that. Great.
Yeah, and another reason why it was great to go in and record everything again with Colte was between that demo session and recording the actual album, we added a keyboard player.
Yeah.
So it was we also didn't want to just have him, lay his stuff back down on the tracks. We wanted to mesh with him and have him play his parts live with the rest of us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and also you add a player, everything changes. So and
Yeah.
the songs changed a bit.
Yeah.
And suddenly the sonic textures we could get they went from here. It went from like, oh, it's Nirvana, guitar, bass, drums, and then it's like, and now we have Pete who can play anything.
And he actually played a keyboard solo on How Far.
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
So we recorded How Far in Pete's basement.
That's true. Yeah,
So he was just around. So
so we kind of absorbed him through the floorboard.
You mentioned a bit about adding him as another member, and I guess you kind of answered this, but I was just gonna say, like, how do you feel it added to the overall sound and influence while you were kind of making these songs and coming up with them, or well, working on them?
I was finally able to get a Baroque pop song. Like I've spent years of my life being like, God, I just want a harpsichord on something. and then you get Pete and it's like, oh, say no more. Yeah, now we just have a harpsichord on a song. Well, it's like a mellotron harpsichord, but hey, it's close enough.
It still counts.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that was, and then it's really nice. Actually, the chord can kind of be fulfilled by some keyboard, which allows me to play guitar differently.
Okay.
So I feel like less like I have to stay in this middle range. I'm actually still learning how to do that. I think this next batch of songs, not to talk about that, but I'll just say, I think the next thing I do, my guitar style will probably shift even more, because by the end of this record, I got a lot of ideas for how to play with Pete in the band as well.
And you've also been learning a different instrument.
Yeah, I've also been learning a different instrument that it's called a lauto, and you play it differently. You have to do lots of notes up high singularly. So now I shred. So we'll see what happens.
So like what is it, like a kind of like a guitar type instrument, or
Yeah,
like
it's a Greek,
a lute?
It's a lute. It's like
Okay.
a Greek between a lute and an oud.
Okay.
It's like got frets but double finger. It's like it's kind of like a big fat mandolin. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the obvious question, how did you come to be introduced to this instrument?
I'd wanted to play one for a long time. It's my family is from Northwest Greece originally.
Oh, okay.
I'm from Michigan. And there's a, like the style of music, like the style of traditional music of Iparos, and the lauto is heavily featured. So I like studied that music for a while, and I still do. But
Cool. Adam, did you?
No, that was my question.
Oh, that was your question. Okay.
And you can see the instrument featured in one of our upcoming music videos.
I lip sync with it in a music video, but I did play the right chords. So.
Okay, well that's good. So we'll talk about the new video. I'm assuming that's gonna come around the time when you put out the single.
Yeah.
So the one I just referenced will be the video for Heaven, which I think will be our single right before the album gets released.
Okay.
In June.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a video for Peach Sprite as well. It's coming soon. So yeah.
Okay, what can you tell us about that video?
We shot it with our friend Jack, who we've shot videos with before. He did a drone shot in our See You All the Time music video, and then he did everything for the You Lift Me Up video.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. And we shot it at Henrietta House, which is in Hamtramck. Which is
nice.
Very lovely.
Great bar and pizza place if you find yourself in Hamtramck. Highly recommended.
They have a lot of Italian aperitivos, if you're into that.
And it's so cute
it's
inside.
Really nice. It's really nice.
You'll see in the video.
Yeah.
Cool. Adam, are you still there?
Well, I'm here. I don't think we really had anything much else that we wanted to talk about.
Oh, I had a few things.
Okay, well you go ahead, young man.
Okay, thank you for your permission. Anyways, yeah, something because I was reading the press release for the new album, and a lot of people, genre labels are annoying, I know, but I wanted to ask about, because Flying Nun Records, I love early Flying Nun stuff, and I just wanted to ask about some of your favorite, maybe some of the, like, do you like the clean? I'm assuming you like the clean, but some of your favorite early like Flying Nun stuff.
We played with Hamish Kilgore in New York, and
cool.
It was so amazing. It was like, he was so incredible. I, for better or worse, I just like ripped out my phone and hit audio record and just like held my phone up like I was like searching for a signal.
Yeah.
I just found that file. I was listening to it today. It is so good. I mean, it sounds like trash because it's on my horrible phone, but It is so good. Yeah, no, I love the Clean, of course, and the Bats.
Yeah, the Bats are one of my favorite bands ever.
And I sold merch for, hold on, why can't I think of Kaleidoscope World?
Oh, The Chills.
The Chills. Thank you very much. Pink Dust, or not Pink Dust, that's our song.
Pink Frost.
Pink Frost. But yeah, so I sold merch for them at their show a few years ago, and it was like the only way I could get a ticket. I was like, I'll do anything. So I sold shirts and posters and stuff. And my friend Fiona was like their tour manager, and it was such a cool show. They were so amazing. Like I liked the Chills before I saw them, but then it was like I was just completely obsessed after seeing them live.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know.
There was that book, I think Third Man put it out over here, but The Needles in Plastic, which was like the history of early Flying Nun and how they did.
Yeah, I haven't picked that up yet, but I've been
There
meaning
is a
to.
really good Flying Nun documentary on YouTube, and I'm gonna look up the title of it because it is so good. One time my friend Dave Buick was like, "Have you seen the Flying Nun doc on YouTube?" And I said no. And I went home and I did. Nun documentary. Okay, hold on. I think it's called Heavenly Pop Hits.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And it is so it's worth your time.
You mentioned you played with Hamish Kilgore. How did that? What happened there? How did that happen?
I literally don't know.
Yeah, I don't really remember.
It was in New York at Union Pool.
I don't remember how that show. I feel like he asked us to open for him.
It was
or
like,
not he, but like his manager or something. Like someone emailed us.
It was like something where it was like very random, and it was it wasn't like he wasn't calling out for us by name, but it was like okay, oh no, you know what it was? There's the other band that played was friends with him. And the other band wanted to play with us, and he was like, I can get my friend, Hamish Kilgore.
That's right. That's what it was. Yeah, to round up the bill.
And what band was that? Hold on. I got to give these people their due. And they were very good. And I remember I had met them at Alphaville before, I think. Anyway. Okay.
Furious typing.
Sorry. Okay. Oh, we might be too, it might be too old news to be in Google anymore. Oh, what's that place called? Union Pool. Okay. Oh yeah, Henry something. The other band was called Henry something.
Okay.
And they were very nice and very good. And I remember I had met him at Alphaville when we'd played there, like, because there was like a 3-year period where we were out there a lot, so it's kind of a blur, a little bit. But yeah, it was like. I was like, what do you mean we're doing this? You know, it was so cool.
His drumming is so well, I never saw them, but just his drumming is so like it's such a character to the songs. Maybe that's also because it was recorded poorly. I don't know, but like.
Well, okay. So the thing you got to watch Heavenly Pop Hit.
Okay.
The early stuff was all. I'm really ignorant. I can't think of the name of the guy who owned Flying Nun.
I need to set the record straight.
Okay.
About how we played that show.
Okay.
I looked through our email. And we had gotten some show.
Roger Shepard is his name.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we like had a hold at Union Pool. We couldn't put a bill together.
Oh yeah.
We were trying to put a bill together, but we had the hold. So Zach says our friend Trip that runs Wharfcat Records got us this show, but he actually just texted me that he still doesn't have a bill. I'll let you know if I hear from any of the other bands we've asked. Blah blah blah. Most of our friends are on tour. I actually found you guys because I noticed you played with Hamish Kilgore. If there's any chance Hamish could play, that would make our whole tour. Ha ha.
Oh, so it was us.
Zach was like, "Can you get us Hamish?"
It was us scheming. Okay, that's how it happened. Yeah, we did it by scamming.
And then it was Wildly.
Okay, I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
Wildly. That's right.
So Zach asked Wildly, and he said, "I'll definitely ask Hamish. He might be down to open." And then Hamish is on board.
Nice.
We'll let Union Pool know.
Wow.
And then he got us a headliner.
Yeah.
I love the magic of email.
Wow.
It saves it.
Yeah.
All you gotta do
Could
is
that happen in 2026 for various reasons? I don't know.
Well, no, it couldn't, frankly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
obviously.
No.
But
okay.
Could the equivalent though? I don't know.
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, maybe we'll see. We'll see who's gonna book us.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this tour goes.
Yeah. Okay, but anyway, my other pulling the pin back from Roger Shepard. Roger Shepard bought like a recording device, and he would just take his recording device to different bands that he liked, and he would shove a mic in front of them and record, and that's why all of the early records kind of sound the same in terms of timbre.
Okay.
Like they all have that kind of like distinct Flying Nun chug.
Mm-hmm.
It's because that guy like would just like saddle up the Palomino and go from town to town, like go to house and like be like, okay, do your song, 1, 2, 3, go. And like that's how it all started. It's really an amazing documentary.
Cool.
But yeah, I guess I'll read the book too.
Yeah, it's a long one, but it's interesting. Cool. I think that was Adam. Anything else you wanted to add?
No, I think that pretty much is most of the questions that we've had. That's pretty much everything I want to ask. I mean, the only other thing to touch upon, I guess, is future plans of touring, recording, what's in the future.
Yeah, we've got this record coming out, and we're really excited about it. I'm really excited that we have a lot going on in Canada right now. And like lifelong Canada heads, we love it. And
Excited to be working with the label.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Canada. So we're really excited to be working with We Are Time.
Okay.
And to be a band on a Canadian label. It feels amazing. I don't know how to describe it.
Okay.
Like I'm a huge fan of Chandra's work. We've played with Chandra band, and actually, so my first show I ever played in Tyvek, which I think was my first show in Canada. I think that's true. We didn't play in Canada before that, probably until our last record. Yeah, was at Craig from Motorist's house. That was like the first time I ever played music in Canada. Was in his basement, learning Tyvek songs for the first time. So like I've had this like boots on the ground like connection with Motorist that way. And also like it was at Sled Island Festival where Craig was very visibly like the coolest guy in town. And he was in the bed leather jacuzzi, and he was at all the cool shows, and it was like, I don't know, something about it. I was like, I walked into his house and there was like an Arthur Russell record. I was like, oh, this is right. So it's
happy to be label mates.
Ever since I've met those people,
yeah,
things have been cool.
Well, I think that's pretty much it. Thanks for talking with us.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty much it for now. Adam, you good?
Am I ever? But the real thing is, I want to say thank you both so much for agreeing to this. It was a great opportunity and an amazing privilege. So thank you both for agreeing to speak with us today.
Oh, no, thank you so much for having us.
Hey, a big thank you to Alex and Maria for speaking with us. You can check out Deadbeat Beat. And of course, if you're in the Windsor area, when they're performing in March, of course, go check out that show. It's going to be at Meteor, as mentioned. Of course, otherwise, they're going to have a forthcoming record from here to Ohio, so definitely check that out. And their previous record, How Far. With that said, Dave, this has been another episode of Interzone.
Yes, thanks, Adam and Deadbeat Beat for speaking with us. The show is March 21st here in Windsor at Meteor with Kiwi Jr. You can check out more information about Interzone if you go to our Substack, which is at interzonepod.substack.com. You can subscribe any way you like. You can, find the episodes. You can become email on our email list if you want. There's several episodes on there, and there's lots of things that may interest you if you're listening to us talking right now.
Yeah,
and
you can even form a Patreon for us if you want. I mean, we're not going to use it for anything but buying chips, but yeah, feel free.
I love chips.
I think people can do that, but regardless, though, a lot of means to check out the podcast and check us out next time where we see how many pickles Dave can eat in one sitting.
That's not going to happen.
We'll see.
Okay.